Hello friends, welcome to SahuStudies. In this video, we are going to see how PartitionBy works in PySpark. So PartitionBy is used to store the data in a small file based on one column and multiple column. So what does it mean? It means that file will be stored in small files based on one column or multiple column. So for instance, suppose we have a data and the data has one column known as states. Okay, so suppose this is for the whole India data. If you are not going to partition the file, then how it will going to store it? Store the whole data in one file. And whenever we are going to search any records based on a certain state, so what Spark will going to do? It will scan throughout the file, and if you are going to scan throughout the file, it will going to take more time and it will involve more cost. But suppose you are going to partition by on state column, so what Spark will going to do? Spark will store the files based on state. So it will create a separate folder for each state, and it will create all the files which belong to that particular state. So suppose you are going to search any records for Bihar state, so it will not going to search rest of the 28th state. It will only search into Bihar state folders. That's why the processing speed will be very fast and we can save a lot of cost. What I am doing in this exercise, I am importing the required library. I am creating a list. In this list, what I am just doing, I am storing the address of a CSV file. Here I am creating a custom schema with the help of a struct type and a struct field. And with the help of a struct field, I am creating this column and its data type. So here I am defining 6 columns and its data types. You can see here. With the help of a spark.read.csv method, I am reading the CSV file which is present in this list variable. This list variable contains the address of the CSV file with the help of this custom schema. So this schema we have defined 6 columns. And what I am going to do, I am writing the file in Parquet format in this address. And what is the partition by column? The partition by column is AP state. So we will see in the exercise how it will getting a store by creating separate folder for state. And I am also doing write a Parquet file in this location. But here what I am just doing, the partition is on the two state. First is AP state and another is city state. So first it will create a separate folder for state, and it also going to create a separate folder for city. So let's go to Databricks and let's see how it works. Let me create one notebook. Let's rename it as PartitionBy. Let's connect it with currently running clusters. So this has been connected. So what I'm going to do, I am just going to copy the code till creation of data frame with the help of a creation of the data frame by reading the CSV file. I am going to copy the code till that part to that label. Otherwise, no, it will going to take a lot of time if I'll write code, because we have done that multiple times in this video series. That's why we already know how we can read the CSV file, create the custom schema, and create the data frame out of it. Let me run the code. All the required library has been imported. Let's create this list variable. This variable created successfully. It has address of the CSV file. Let's create the custom schema. Custom schema has been created successfully. It has 6 fields. Now, here we are with the help of a spark.read.csv function. What we are going to do, we are reading the CSV file which is present in this list variable with the help of this custom schema which we have defined above. Let's see how this data frame structure, or what is the content of this data frame. So it has a 5 records, right? It has a 5 records. Now let's see it how it is how it will going to structure if I am going to partition by AP state. Means I am writing this CSV file in this location. Let me just rename it in this location, and how it is going to store in this location based on the partition by. Okay, so let's run it. This data frame has been stored in this file partition by AP state. So let's see how it looks like. Let's see till here. This is a magic command fs. If you want to see, if you want to list all the files which is present in this directory now, so this we can use with the help of a percentage fs. So we can see there is one file is there, employee partition by one column. It is already there. So let's do a fs command again. We can see here this we are storing the data in this particular folder. So how it has been organized. It has been organized in different folders. Okay, so AP state Haryana, AP state Karnataka, AP state Maharashtra, AP state UP. So there's not a single file, although we have only 5 records, but it is not storing in a single file because we have told Spark that partition this file with the help of a state and then store the data. So let's see how it is the data is storing in this particular folder. Let's copy it. Uh, Not that one. This one. Now we can see that now In Haryana state, records are data are stored in this format. This is how the Parquet format is looks like whenever we are going to see how it is stored in DBFS. So all the data which has AP state is equal to Haryana, we can able to find this those data in this Haryana folder. So this is very important to understand, right? Right now I am just doing this exercise for 5 or 6 records, but when there are billions of records, this partition by will going to help you a lot. So suppose here if you want to write any query to search any particular record which has AP state is equal to Haryana. So it will not going to scan throughout the billions of records. It will going to first it will going to search what is the AP state and it will enter into that folder. Rest of the folder it will not going to scan. So the processing time will be very fast and um, of course, we are going to save a lot of cost. Now see, we have seen that how we are going to partition the data based on a particular on a single column. But let's see how it looks like whenever you are going to partition the data based on multiple columns. Let me just copy this code. I have already written for this exercise. So it will going to save some time for us. Let's make it, run it. Now, this CSV file has been written in this location with the partition by two column, AP state and AP city. Let's see how it looks like. Let's run it. So it has two folder. One is single one which we have done above. We have stored the data by partitioning a single column with single column, and this is we have stored the data in this folder partitioned by the multiple column. So let's see the content of this particular folder, how it looks like. We can see the data is organized. First is on this state label. Now let's go in this folder. Now see how the data is organized in this folder. Now again we can see now the data is organized based on the city label. So suppose we are going to query any data and the condition is AP state is Haryana and AP city is Gurgaon. We have 29 states of the country. There are thousands of cities. The Spark will not going to do anything with the rest of the data. It will come first in Haryana state. In Haryana, there are almost 30 cities are there, more than 30 cities are there, so it will go. And if in the query condition AP city name is Gurgaon, so it will come to Gurgaon folder and then it will going to search the required data. So in this way, whenever we are doing the multiple partition by, it also going to be very fast and it also going to save a lot of time. So let's see how the data is stored in this folder. we can see here the data is stored in the Gurgaon, and it looks like this because this is the format of uh, the Parquet file. In this format, the Parquet file generally stores the data. So we have seen how the partition by works in Spark, how we can partition by a data set to store in the DBFS based on a single column as well as multiple columns. Let's go to the PPT. Thank you. If you like content of my video, then please subscribe my channel, like it, comment on it, and press the bell icon to get notification whenever I add videos.